4th grade. It is Monday. This is our language arts video. So I know we usually do grammar first, but we're actually going to do that last so I can really explain that. First things first is spelling. And what I want to draw your attention to, these are all pretty straightforward. These other ones, you do want to pay attention to the endings, but I want to show you numbers 1 and 2, okay? So number 1 says lieutenant. That's how you say that, lieutenant. It is a ranking, like in the military and police force and everything. So it's lieutenant. And I want to draw your eyes to the I-E-U part right after the L. So please, as you're studying these, as you're getting ready to take your test, don't forget the I-E-U part, okay? And then the second part is just superintendent. And the reason why I draw your eye to that is because it's so long. But please, please, please don't stress yourself out. Don't freak out. Just break it down. Superintendent is how I would do it. Superintendent. 3 different parts that you can break down so your brain isn't just like, that's a super long word. Because I know my brain does that too. I'm just like, I don't know. But if you break it down, it makes it a little easier. Okay? Next is I want to point out your biography. Sorry, I'm not looking up at the thing. I'm getting it here. It's a research paper as well because of the fact that you're researching these facts. And I'll try to provide you some links that will be helpful for this, okay? So we're all going to be doing it on Abraham Lincoln. And you may be asking, why does it have to be Abraham Lincoln? Why can't we choose? And it's because this week we're also learning about the Civil War. And Lincoln was president during the Civil War, so I want you guys to do your research report on him, okay? So this looks like a lot, and I know it looks like it's all for Monday, but it's not. It's for the whole week, but I wanted it all to stay together. So that's why it's all on your Monday, so that your whole research paper thing is together, okay? So today all you have to do is you have to draw a picture or print it out. That's all you're doing. And then the biographical review. So draw a picture or print it out. And then biographical review. You can see what all is on there. Please note where it says, use complete sentences to answer the question below. I draw your attention to that part because you also have your handy dandy rubric. You're not filling this out, I will. But I just want you to see what's expected. So you need to have your portrait. That's worth 10 points. If you don't have a portrait, you'll lose 10 points. Again, you can just print it out and stick it on there, and that's fine. But please make sure you look at like number 15. It says, the 2 short answer questions are answered in complete sentences. So you will get points off if you don't. It also says on part 3, all information is complete and accurate. So please make sure that you do it in full sentences when it asks. If it doesn't ask, it doesn't really matter. You can do shorter things, but if it says complete sentences, then you need that, okay? All right, so let's talk about grammar now. So I'm going to be looking down because I'm looking directly at your paper so that we're seeing the same thing. So it says, my mom was weeding and pruning the garden. So we're going to diagram this together. So first, you always start off with the subject. What's the subject? My mom. So we're going to put mom. Oh no, not my marker. We're going to put mom. Mom goes up here. Mom. And then my goes below it. Who's mom? My mom. Okay? So then that's our subject. You're going to divide it. It says, was weeding and pruning the garden. Now, was is a helping verb in this case. It's helping us with these main verbs, which is weeding and pruning. So the question is, does it just help weeding, or is it there for weeding and pruning? Both. And the answer for this is both, because if you took out weeding, it would say, or if you took out was, it would say, my mom weeding and pruning the garden. And you can't have that. So if you say, my mom was weeding the garden, that works. If you say, my mom was pruning the garden, that works. But if you take out was from either of those sections, it doesn't work. So our one verb that's for both of the others is was. You need it for both of your other verbs. Now, because we have 2 other verbs, right after that is when it breaks off into 2, like this. Okay? So we have was, and then we have weeding and pruning, which are both verbs. Weeding pruning, and it's connected with and, so don't forget your conjunction, weeding and pruning. But there's only one direct object. So is this direct object, is it for just weeding, just pruning, or is it for both? It's talking about both. She was weeding the garden and she was pruning the garden. So it applies, so the direct object is, both verbs are happening to it. So I'll show you it in just a second as I'm writing it out. So what you're going to do is you're going to reconnect the two, and then you have your one direct object, which is garden, and the article the is coming off of it, okay? So it should say mom. Who is mom? My mom. What was she doing? She was weeding and pruning. Well, what was she weeding and pruning? Garden. What garden? The garden. Make sense? If you have any questions about that, let me know. We're just going to take a quick look at number 1 on the bottom. It says the girl was running and arrived quickly. So we know that our subject is girl. What girl? The girl. Okay? Was running and arrived quickly. Now this one's a little different. You may want to immediately go, was. But that's not actually correct, and I'll tell you why. If you take those verbs and put them separately, you can say the girl was running, and that's correct, but you can't say the girl was arrived. It doesn't make any sense. So was is only connected to running. So you still have your two verbs, your two sets of verbs. The top is going to say was running, and the bottom will say arrived. Like this, okay? You can make the lines even if you want. I just, for time's sake. All right, so the girl was running and arrived. And again, you need that conjunction, so don't forget that. And then there's one more word, quickly. And quickly will just shoot off of arrived. It's describing how she arrived. It is an adverb, okay? If you have any questions, let me know.